Hello and welcome back. Good afternoon. This is going to be Game 4 of the FSL circuit. This is Group A.
Last game for today.
Last game of the day. Right. So this is it. We got RAPSAKA versus Yawateh. I probably pronounced them both incorrectly, but we just saw RAPSAKA lose the last game. They're still looking for their first win. Unfortunately, they have not found it yet, but we should be there soon. I mean, there's some minor issues I think that they could do. What could they do better, I guess?
Not really minor,
okay.
actually.
Ooh, shots fired. Where can they find you on social media if they disagree with this?
TV, that's right. It's Hauler TV.
Okay, all right. I'm pretty sure that's not you, and that's not how it works. But
Of course
how can
it's
they
me, just
really
gotta check
find
it out.
you? Ashley Rita Wong. All right, there you go. Find her. Honestly, disagree with her because I think that that'd be hilarious. She definitely has.
He disagrees with me for the sake of disagreeing.
She's been disrespecting RAPSAKA all day today. I think that it was a little uncalled for. But we are where we are today. We're in the second phase of this draft. Yawateh, RAPSAKA, Jakiro tied Crystal Maiden. What do you think about that so far?
There's a lot of magic damage coming out from the side of Yawateh.
Okay.
And it's gonna be able to, they're gonna deal with the mid game very well. It's just that now they don't really have a tower hitter, and I feel like the last two picks are going to have to accomplish quite a lot here.
Okay.
Maybe you want something like a carry and a mid, right? Both of which who deal very good team fight damage. So we deal a lot of physical damage here.
But Chaos Knights, this is you don't see this pick all the time. I like it. I think it is more like a 3-4.
You've got 3-4.
No,
It
no,
could be
it's
a
definitely
one.
not a 3-4 here.
It's a
definitely
one.
not.
It's a 1 here. Yeah, I think it's a 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we saw RAPSAKA get absolutely, for lack of a better term, neutered, I would say, by the Sven last game. Woman handled. Okay. All right. Okay. Woman handled by the Sven last time. Touched in places they did not want to be touched. Okay.
And now there's another Sven.
And there's another Sven. And so this is where you might have PTSD, or is this one of those things where, like, this is my arch nemesis, I know how to beat it now?
Maybe. Now with the Shadow Demon pickup here, right, they've definitely got a lot more lockdown, right? You've got the Earthshaker as well, so now I think at least, if there's a Ven goes into somebody, as long as it's not the Shadow Demon, you probably are able to save somebody, right? Because you can fissure him to block him as well. And now, of course, you've got this Chaos Knight, right? He does that disappearing act where he pulls in somebody and suddenly they disappear.
Yeah.
He's got 2 targets to go on, the Jakiro as well as the Crystal Maiden. You can make them disappear.
So do you build more, like, you have one last pick, and seeing the lineup of RAPSAKA, like, who is that hero you're like, okay, this can deal with a Sven. I know that, early to mid-game, we'll be fine. Just buy us enough time for the Chaos Knight to just kind of push us to victory, right? What is that hero?
I actually wanted a Pugna for themselves, but they banned out the Pugna and will go for a Razor.
Okay, so Razor works in terms of stealing for the Sven. But, okay, so I like the Zeus pick for Denzilla.
Yeah, I was liking the Zeus pick
because
a lot.
it totally stops the initiation, the blinks, potential echo of Earthshaker and all of that. It does a lot of burst damage. Now, RAPSAKA needs to prioritize the pipe ASAP. That is number one. They need that because they have almost all magic damage. If they can prevent all of that and just leave it up to Sven, who, assuming he's not that fat, you should be able to take the team fights.
But who's going to build the pipe, you see? You want that mid lane Razor to get that pipe. I don't think so, So that's another issue here because you're going to have an off-lane Earthshaker here, and you don't really want to be building a pipe immediately on Earthshaker. You want to normally go for, like we saw in Pacific Pink, that Aghanim Scepter instead. So that is a big problem. You're right about the pipe. It's just that who's going to build it? It's not going to be a Lina. It's not going to be the Shadow Demon because they've got no money to build that pipe.
As crazy as it sounds, Razor needs to be the one that does the utility.
Yeah, and the thing is that when Razor is your utility, right, then it gets a little bit weird, I feel, because then your Razor has nothing to fall back on in terms of farming, because if, let's say, Razor chooses to go for maybe more carry-oriented items as opposed to utility items, that definitely allows the Razor to spiral a little bit, to farm better, to scale better in that sense. Pipe is not going to happen.
Oh, I agree. But the thing is that, okay, every time I see the phantasmal illusions from the Chaos Knight coming in, if he's going to slant, like if he's going to, morph into all of those guys, like all of those illusions are just going to get blown up right away by all of the magic damage, the AoE, the Tide, the Ravage, everything, right? So these are all the kinds of points where they're going to struggle. And so it's really going to come down to the Razor to have the to have the pipe, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, it's not the worst item that Razor has to build. This one.
There we go. Okay, so the lineup right now, at least from the Radiant side, is going to be Riri on the Sven. It's going to be laning in with Irons. Okay, on the Jakiro, we're going to have, it looks like a tri-lane, QWE, on the Crystal Maiden, and then Tide by himself, all like usually how watermelons are.
Maria Chups, remember?
Yeah, Maria Chups. Chups. We have big hopes for her, and then of course we have none other than the Zeus mid.
Danzilla and that Zeus mid.
Yeah, Danzilla on the mid. Shadow Demon.
Baby Atom playing the Shadow Demon, going into the safe lane together with the Chaos Knight is the Chaos Knight is played by over here. Lyria, yeah, right. They played the Luna in the previous game here. Gonna be laning together, and in the offlane we've got Lean on the Earthshaker as well as Som on that Lina yet again, and finally on that mid lane Razor we've got
nice Fisher block
nice
there.
Fisher
that should
block actually. Okay, there is the double dual breath coming up, but they're not gonna be able to get the rune.
So the Shadow Demon didn't get it.
Goes back for it later.
Yeah, gets it.
So
okay.
it's a 3-4 now. It's a 3-for-1 here.
Right.
RAPSAKA getting 3 of the runes.
Okay. So, Earthshaker here, laning with Lina. What do you think of this lane?
It's alright,
It's into a tri-lane.
Yeah, it's into a tri-lane, but I think if you place the fissures correctly, it's going to be quite alright still.
Okay. Because I feel like Earthshaker is just really not a good laner, regardless of what role
Right.
he
And
is.
I mean, against you've got Jakiro and you've got Crystal Maiden, both of which have very powerful level 1 stuns. Level 1 skills here.
Right.
So that is going to be, they've got to be very, very careful about this. Okay, Lina, I believe, did she go for the LSA or the Dragon Slave?
She went for the stun. Lina? Lina.
Yeah, she went for the stun. Okay,
Yeah.
so the stun is going to be alright still. She's got 2 mangoes and honestly not a lot of regeneration to her name. They do have Furious and Basilius, but I think she wants to stick with
CK's AFK. Is not, they need to pause for Lyria, because that is her
Lyria.
carrier. Okay.
Yeah, that's pause coming out, right?
All right. Razor being a little helpful to his own team, realizing that her CK went AFK.
Yep.
Not getting far, but Shadow Demon's like, cool, I'll just get all the last hits, right?
Look at that. Free fire for me.
But Tidehunter getting a little low just with Anchor Smash. Is going to get Bracers first, which I think is a decent item. Because this poison is very deceptive, but maybe you get a stick at one point. Because
yeah, a stick, for sure.
Because it does have Shadow Poison first. So
unpausing immediately. Alright, Lyria is back here.
Okay, so Lyria just had to pay the toll in terms of the Cyber Cafe that they're at. And so CK is going to start doing some farming. I feel like this regen is just, this Chaos Strike is just super powerful. And this is why Chaos Knight is actually like a really strong laner. But you gotta be careful because Shadow Demon is a little low and that Anchor Smash is tough to deal with.
But at the same time, magic damage is really good on the tanky heroes early game.
Yeah. I agree. And then it does have 3 stacks. The 4th stack was off the mark.
Nope, it's not off the mark now.
Not anymore, but I don't think you pop it, like, because he does have Salve, so he's just waiting for the poison to kind of tick down. But I think Shadow Demon should be. Oh, you get the 5th one.
The 5th one. So normally you want to stack up like 5 stacks actually.
Yeah, and then
for
keep it going.
efficiency. Yeah, that's right. So 5 stacks and then you pop it at the same time.
Oh, the stun!
This Chaos Bolt.
Chaos Knight 2.
It's gonna fairy fire up.
Strike. The poisons are up. The 3rd one. Oh, the Salve is wasted because of the poison. Oh, he's gonna walk away. I think he's gonna walk away. It's too far. Too fast. They definitely could have secured that kill. I think that they played that a little incorrectly. That when the stun happened, the Chaos Bolt, right at level 2, a little caught him off guard, I think. Because another thing is that he went Disruption. So there's really like nothing you can do in terms of that fight.
I mean,
so
I think you do go Disruption. It's just that you want to usually wait till level 3 is like when you really peak, you know. Level 3 on the Shadow Demon with the 2nd point into your Shadow Poison. Yeah.
True. But I think that what should have happened was that the Shadow Demon should have disrupted first.
Right, yeah.
And then you get into better position, and then you look to just get the kill.
The range is kind of terrible, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
It's kind of terrible. But short arms, you know, and all that.
Short arms again. Okay, so if you have short arms, Ashley doesn't want anything to do with you, apparently. But the Jakiro hero, some strong laning.
The Tidehunter is still going to go down very low.
2 ticks. And the Chaos Strike.
Ooh, and the
okay, another thing that's super underrated, Chaos Knight, is the fact that he has 322 movement speed. no boots, nothing. This is what he is. Because apparently that horse actually gives you speed, unlike no, actually, I think all of the ones on horses kind of give you, are somewhat relatively fast.
If you've got a mount, right, it totally makes sense that if you're riding a horse, you obviously go real fast. That's why people ride horses into battle.
Okay.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. But Chaos Strike here. Okay, so Shadow Demon needs to be going back pulling. You don't want it to be under tower because there's not much you can do. And Chaos Knight should be looking to go back and look to maybe even pull herself, but doesn't want any piece of that. Some more pings going dot him. Now, Jakiro Sven. This and the CM, who I think is just pulling right now. Oh, Didi. Lina.
Didi on the Lina. She's got a longer range than her sister. She's going to touch Crystal Maiden in some of the painful places right now, but she's not even going to get the deny. Yeah.
She's faster.
She's faster and stronger. And gonna, pull the creeps into this off-lane camp. Sorry, onto this hard camp here. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you play more of a support role, but like you play more of like a CM or Lina. What do you like better?
I honestly don't really like CM anymore.
Why not?
She's great at laning in general, but I feel like there's so many other better supports around right now.
Okay.
So in the same way, like I used to like Dazzle a lot, but I feel like Oracle is the better healer right now in the game.
Okay.
So whatever Dazzle can do, I think Oracle does better.
Okay. So you've kind of moved on already.
Yeah, I've moved on. I'm done with CM. She was my. I loved her in the past, but now she's an ex-flame, so that's just the way things are.
Are you still even friends though? Like.
Yeah, I mean I have Arcana, so I guess we have to be friends,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
So
it's
you'll just
kinda
call her
nice.
when you're ready.
When I need her, or occasionally when the game calls for it. When I feel like playing a lazy game, because CM, you kind of just put your points into queue.
Yeah.
And then you queue occasionally. Sometimes you get the last hit on the range creep if your carry can't get it.
Yep.
And then, or if you're being lazy, you put in a point into W Frostbite, and then you go to the jungle and you farm up by yourself.
Right. It looks like it's going to be 3-1 in terms of runes for
RAPSAKA again, right?
RAPSAKA.
Prioritizing all the runes here.
I think it's very smart, especially the 5-minute rune. It's pretty important.
Throughout their games, actually, they've been prioritizing the runes quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I really do like that they get a lot of the free net worth, right? That's basically lying around the map in terms of these bounty runes here.
Right. Now, Sven is 31-13. Is going first item Midas. What do you think about this?
I think it's quite run of the mill, right? You want to go for Midas first,
but even before boots,
carry. The earlier that you can get it, the better. I think it's okay still because she does have a very strong lane here with the Chikuro and the CM babysitting her.
Right.
So she'll be fine.
I feel like RAPSAKA, if they knew this, like they could see that he's got no boots. He's definitely going something big, right? Like I think this is the time where you start looking for a gank. You get into that unreliable gold.
Do you want that Shadow Demon coming down bot as well?
Somebody.
Yeah, somebody could come down bot for sure to contest this tri-lane here, right?
Yeah.
Or even
if you get the kill.
You want Razor to make the rotation so soon? Not yet, right? Yeah.
Not what. I think Shadow Demon right now, because like what is he doing? Shadow Demon is just in the back just looking at the minimap. He's just kind of doing some pulls, which is smart, and what you do is the efficiency, but this Sven is the problem. He will ultimately win the game for
as we saw the last game.
Yeah. Sven is still strong.
Very, very strong.
Yeah. But Earthshaker here, just boots, stick. Stun is off the mark.
Zoning stun.
Yeah. But Earthshaker looking to go Arcane Boots into Blink.
No Soul Ring.
Yeah, no Soul Ring.
No
so it's okay. You trade it off because you get Arcane
choose
Boots.
One, right? Yeah. Okay.
But generally speaking, I think Soul Ring is better.
I think Soul Ring is better because of the health component, right?
Ooh, stun. Lina getting a little low, but it's again creep wave. Really nothing you can do with the tower so close, right? But I think it mostly comes down to the Earthshaker getting the face boots.
Right.
Like if you don't have to get arcane boots, then you can get the face boots, and then.
I just generally like face boots on melee heroes just so much. Even though it was nerfed, I still think that almost always your melee heroes want to go for your face boots.
Especially since you don't have blink right away, and just getting in and out, right? Okay, now we haven't talked too much about the Razor Zeus mid lineup. What do you think about this?
It's kind of, like what they were, this is going to be funny because both of them are blue and, there was kind of a static laning phase. But
I get it.
Well, they see the thing is that they both can't really go too near each other yet, right? So while
And but like the Razor doesn't really want to be too close to the Razor. I mean the Zeus because he's got really no.
But
damage.
neither does the Zeus want to be too close to the Razor as well.
Okay.
So
oh, but the Lina
there's
on a
gonna be
bad
fight breaking out.
spots.
Stun up onto her sister.
Oh, but Jakiro, this is like tower defense. He like got by the first one. He's like, okay, the next tower. He's like, oh crap, and then.
Do you see Zeus not even bothering to expend mana? Last click, right click down the Lina.
Yeah, I mean when you secure the kill and you save mana, it's probably ideal. So, back to this.
Actually, the Zeus here didn't have much mana.
He's got enough for the Midas, so he can fight it at any point.
It's gonna be an 8-minute Midas coming up right now.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
I mean, 46 last hits at 8 minutes. You're having a good day.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. And this time, the look at this event, opting to go for more points into the stun as compared to the cleave we saw the previous game, right, from Mikasa here. So Riri having a very different build here.
It's better for the laning phase.
I think it's much better for the laning phase. You make sure that the offlaner doesn't get as much out of the lane, right? For sure.
Okay, now the Crystal Maiden though is kind of sacrificed everything in this lane, and are they gonna get some sort of stun? No ice path. You're kind of out of position. You're just gonna another zoning Jakiro. But nothing too crazy. Sven is actually doing a pull herself.
Not that's gonna be successful.
Or was that more of a
stack?
wait,
yes, pulls the own creep wave here, but no, the creeps decide, they're fickle-minded and they're gonna go back to the main creep wave instead.
So Sven here. I should have gotten the Midas. Yep, got the
Midas now.
Got
the Midas.
Full
already
efficiency.
Used it. Yep.
Sorry, I'm all over the place. Okay, but the Earthshaker wand is gonna go for Blink next. You just need to be careful against this tri-lane.
As a offlane Earthshaker, do you really max Aftershock or Enchant?
You do.
You still max? Okay.
Yeah, Aftershock. Yeah, Aftershock is the play.
I thought you might want to go more into Enchant. Actually.
No, because the buff that it does, the extra damage, it just helps you the last hitting, and then it's not really about the stun or this damage, right?
Okay,
it's
I was
more
just thinking about the cooldown.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I mean the mana cost. Sorry. Just the damage coming out here.
It's straight up. And even it's the cheapest in terms of mana.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is actually the right build.
Okay.
Ooh, the disruption for the 10-minute rune.
The Tide Hunter.
Baby Adam just laughing on her way all the way back. Oh, she's gonna look to turn around. Oh, but the Tide here does have Ravage. She didn't want to use it, and it does. The Ravage is being used. The CM is coming around. The Zeus is here as well with a haste and is coming for the right clicks. The CK is just running for his life, realizing that the 309 speed because the little slow, we get stunned. Here comes the illusions. I don't know if that's enough damage. The right clicks and the Zeus. And then the Razor's on the back end of this, gonna go for the Jakiro. The CK will survive. TPs are coming in. Here comes the Earthshaker. He doesn't get it. He does have a Fisher. Oh, no Fisher. Echo used, but only hits one, catches out the Zeus. He's gonna look to hit him. The disruption is there, where the CM dies on the back end of this. The Earthshaker and the Fisher will cancel out the. Okay, and the Shadow Disruption. Sorry,
that was the most optimistic TP I've seen in a while.
I don't know what you were thinking into that. I mean, the purge was happening. He wasn't going to get anywhere. Like, not much you can do in terms of just trying to get away there with Zeus. But
the Razor coming in at the right time, right? Just walking in from the river and then cleaning up supports in the background there. So the rotation from that Razor was, I think, really what kind of salvaged the fight because, honestly, the Earthshaker, very dismal showing. So yeah, at least Razor came in to sort of do that cleanup, so it wasn't as bad as it looked initially. For the side of the Dire.
So I mean, if we're looking at it, like Razor gotten 3 kills.
Yeah,
right?
3
so
kills.
He definitely made
wiped out the supports at the back. Yeah.
CK didn't even die in the end.
Yeah, and CK didn't die, which is great. You're right.
He's getting Armlet first. I mean, it can work.
Would you rather him go for the Midas instead?
I think Midas.
Yeah, I think the Midas too right now. For sure. But Killsnight seems to have had a rougher lane than the Sven, right? Yeah, the Sven has been absolutely free farming here.
Ooh.
And now he's going to get an additional kill on to lean on that Earthshaker.
So this is the power of the Sven. The gods, what was
Thunder
that?
God's
Thunder
Wrath.
God's Wrath, but
the Scouting Thunder God's Wrath.
Okay. Just checking them out. Sven now actually
Sven, passive Midas, use it!
Oh no. Inefficiency.
Alright, nice. But didn't Midas the range creep.
Alright, okay, that's fine. As long as he's using it, I think she just kind of panicked. But here comes the Earthshaker. TV coming in. Sven not scared.
Yeah,
just gonna Warcry on out, realizing that Echo is off cooldown, or on cooldown. But yeah, not much.
Top lane? Are they going into something like that? Yeah, they're gonna beat down the poor watermelon.
Chupa Chups! Trying to do as much as can. Oh,
nope, Ice Path not enough.
Yeah, Jakiro, a little bit of late TP, but not really much you can do.
Nah,
I don't think you could have saved that.
So. They were just bullying that poor Tide Hunter, and he didn't have friends in the neighborhood, you know.
And so CK just hopping into the jungle. What is going on? Okay, so he's looking to put a ward that was so obvious.
Yeah, it's so obvious in the daytime, and then you walk up there and you try to place a ward.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Shadow Demon, you gotta work on your sneak tactics.
Yeah, be a little shady.
Just put more points into stealth, you know.
Very low, but the CK is just running back into the jungle and just trying to farm. The lane's just a bad spot. So she needs to kind of pull the wave herself, stack it up just so that it pulls the lane back so that she can get the farms.
Right.
And
CK farms fantastic under tower, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's got more than enough damage to farm under tower.
Oops.
So.
A little bit of action mid. The Razor's looking at static link. Gets the stun, but not a whole lot of damage. They're going to be worried. The stun is on the mark. The disruptive is now being used. Ice Path as well. Macro Pyre on the back end of this, but have they done too much? Thunder God's Wrath is also being used, but Razor, you've gone the wrong way. You've dug too deep. You get destroyed under tower. What are you doing, Razor?
The tower aggro was on the wrong hero. They didn't switch the aggro, I suppose.
Yeah, but even then, like you saw the TPs, you saw the action of the Jakiro coming in. You need to disengage. Why push your luck?
Bathing in that fire at the back there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this is very warm.
Oh,
this is like
really
a sauna.
Warm. Yeah, it feels nice.
Yeah, not ideal. Earthshaker's still a ways away from the blank. I mean, halfway there, but still. 14 minutes, you probably want to be off a little bit better than that.
Yeah. Not converting a lot of the rotations into kills, so probably that's the reason for the late blink dagger.
Yeah. What do you think about the Zeus first item, Ags?
Pretty standard. I think you generally want to go for this, and the fact is that Zeus hasn't been dying, has been doing pretty well, doesn't need any sort of defensive items.
Okay.
Right. Eventually, we'll go for the defensive item. I foresee something like maybe a Lincoln's, a Force Staff, maybe, right? But Zeus. Actually, I'm surprised Zeus didn't go for the Aether Lens, but maybe going for that later. But the thing is that Nimbus is so incredibly strong that it is worth a rush. So we were talking about Aghanim Scepter that we like, right?
Yeah.
And Nimbus is one I hate the most. Like,
it's so annoying.
It's so annoying. Have you seen like the Macro Pyre?
But is it enough?
I don't think so. No, it's not.
He does have a self
he does
if he wants to use it.
Ice Path. The Ice Path is the mark actually.
It's so frustrating because he did technically touch the ice, but
oh no,
here comes the CK, turn it around. The poison, he gets pulled back in, but the disruption is there. Has the ult. Oh, no, not enough mana. Ravage being used, and they're going to look to turn this around. The CM ult is on the back end of this. The Tide is going to continue to rush on forward, but he does get slowed down. The Purge is there. The stun, the two-man stun. The Laguna not killing the Jakiro, though. And the
Echo Slam.
The Ice Path on the other end of this. The Tide is still continuing to get in there. The Acre Smash is still there. The stun, and that's going to be a dead Earthshaker. The Tide is looking to continue and go right for the Lina. Is he going to go under tower for this? Yes, he looks like he is. The stun catches him off. The tower is going to continue to hit the Tide. And now, how are they going to turn this around? This is a 2-2. Razor is now here. And he's looking to suck as much damage as possible. He gets a double kill, but the Lina goes down. Here comes the Zeus. Everybody, it's a party.
Oh, no!
And the Razor survives by the tiniest of health. And yeah, I mean, what, it was a 3 for 2, I think, at the end of that.
The raindrop. The raindrop save.
So on all of that, though,
raindrop.
Sven did get the T1 bottom, and that's kind of why she didn't push. I think that's fine.
I think that's fine, yeah. Making use of the space, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what Razor's day job probably is?
Stealing damage?
No, she's probably a janitor. Comes out to clean up everything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. It's true because, I mean, like, her rotations have been on point, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the sense that this fight is going on, someone needs to be there to kind of turn the tides, and the Razor's been there for almost every single fight.
Turn the tides, because Hunter's on the other team.
Yeah, you see what I did there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. But the Zeus here, that was a decent rotation as well.
But I think underestimating the amount of damage coming up from the Razor, right?
Yeah. It's hard to say because the Razor is kind of like, you don't really, did he steal enough damage? I'm not really sure, you know what I mean? And it's really hard to get away from the Razor when he gets on top of you.
Yeah, so that's why a Force Staff, would be something that you want to get for the Zeus, just to back away from the Razor. But I don't know if, but the Zeus generally, you shouldn't even be caught out of position at all. I suppose you shouldn't even be anywhere vaguely near the Razor, right?
Yeah. So, the Fissure is off the mark. There was a Smoke Ink. attempt, or at least. It hasn't been popped, at least for Lena. I don't think the ward actually saw that. Oh, but there's going to be
they're gonna stock up themselves, yeah.
But that was kind of obvious.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious. Like, the Sven is already pinging them, you know, there's somebody waiting for him behind those, you know, those trees over there.
Yeah,
so Sven is like, they want me. They want me.
I don't think... Okay, so... Razor kills the Tide,
yep.
and then, but the thing is that the Sven is so close to the blink that like you don't want to do anything risky. Just let him farm up, let him get the blink, and then let's look to hit, you know, to make a gank or attack. Oh, Earthshaker got the blink as well. Sven is just kind of moving around, but efficiency. Oh, the Midas. You gotta get it.
No, Midas.
What are you doing?
Warcry forward, but then going into dangerous territory here, walking into the arms of the Dire here. But okay, Midas is off cooldown.
There we go.
D-ward as well.
Okay, but this Shadow
Capture?
Demon? No, I don't think you do. Like, yeah, you have two people here that are like Earthshaker as well.
You don't know where the rest of the Radiant are, right? Yeah.
Super dangerous.
Yeah, the Tide Hunter could TP in anymore. Oh no, the Tide Hunter showed top actually. Sorry. Because I was thinking like, you know, if they weren't showing, the Tide Hunter could have TP bot and turned the Tide there.
Oh. What do you think about Chupa Chups going for Vladimir's first?
Yeah, Vlads, I like that. Very standard kind of item on the Tide Hunter. Helps a lot with the Sven as well.
Don't you think? Like for me, I don't know. Maybe I like Pipe.
You want a Pipe Rush instead. I think it's a lot of physical damage. I think maybe he could have gone for a Hood for himself. Not the
look at this damage.
Pipe.
Shadow Demon, Earthshaker, Lena, all of these guys.
Yeah, but I think he's kind of like still tanky enough for the time being because he bought 2 braces.
Oh,
as
the
well.
CK. He's in a bad spot. The Ravage is being used. He does have Armlet. If he can toggle, he didn't use it once. There we go. The first one. He's looking to stun, repel, gets him back in. The Ice Path is going to hit.
Ice Path.
And that will kill the CK. Down for 42 seconds. No buyback.
Zeus very manly, has that DD rune, you know, was hitting.
Yeah. Almost has eggs.
Almost has the eggs already. That's brilliant.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a pre-20. It's gonna be what, a pre-20 minute eggs here?
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty good. For looking at net worth, yep. Sven is on top. No big surprises there.
No surprise.
Yeah. Earthshaker in the back, just kind of waiting it through. Now this is a little dangerous knowing that CK is down and they're continuing to push 4v, you know, potentially 5. But 20-minute runes, not really prioritizing that. Ruspaka? Sorry. Their name is hard to say for me in case you didn't know. Like, DOTA? Like, what am I supposed to see?
RAPSAKA.
Okay, I'll let you.
Alright, quit butchering the names, you know.
Okay, sorry, that's what I'm here for, just to butcher names and to take names. So the Razor is here. It does have Pipe. Okay, so good. I like it. I knew somebody had to go Pipe.
Yeah.
And Razor was the right one.
Razor was the one to go Pipe, and then going into a BKB here. Yep. Very, very utility here, huh?
Yeah. So it looks like the Razor and Earthshaker have, in terms of priority, like the Earthshaker is going more of the Blink Ags, which is great. And this is like a good team call in the sense that the Razor, you get the utility, Earthshaker, let him get the actual damage and the control with the Ags and stuff. So great communication and team play there.
Alright, Rabbit should be coming off cooldown in a little bit, but I think the Dire are very anxious to push. Oh, Shadow Demon wanting to go forward, but
yeah, when you lose half your life with like 2 shots.
Yeah.
Very, very dangerous. Now, let's, BKB's getting his next item on the CK. Is there, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Armlet anymore. I just don't feel like it's as strong as it once was.
Yeah, for sure.
And there is a potential for burst. You know what I mean?
Zeus,
like
right?
the Zeus and the Sven, right? So, like, again, I don't know if the Armlet is really the right call here, especially for the game.
Okay. Anyway, so I wanted to address your point about the Pipe just now. You wanted Tide Hunter to go for the Pipe, right? Or at least the Hood instead. Actually, 2 braces are like a pseudo Hood because of the magic resistance it offers from braces itself here.
But so I look at the Hood as more of like a team.
Right, you want to be a more team fight thing. Well, another team fight.
Stun comes in. Laguna, Ravage is being used, catches out 3. And it looks like Tide is going to turn this around. The Gush is there. The reality, the Chaos Strike is going to pull him back. The 2-man stun catches him out. But the CM is all by herself. She did try to ult, but she got stunned. The Ice Path is going to catch out the CK. He's getting a little low. He does need to be a little bit careful with that Armlet being used.
Zeus out?
70 ult. And here comes the Sven with the BKB. Looking to turn this around. Goes right on the Razor, and he's got nowhere to go. The Sven looking to turn this even more. He's going to go right for the Echo on a BKB Sven. Not good. that Lina gets killed by the Stormhammer. That's a 5-for-1. And all that because you tried to go on the Tide. This is why you not everyone should go for Watermelon.
Congratulations, you got a kill on the Crystal Maiden at the expense of your entire team.
Yeah, easily worth. This is the part where the Crystal Maiden would go in all chat and just throw out the question mark.
No, just space.
Space?
So
Oh, okay. No, at least I would do the question mark. I think that's like the ultimate tilting thing.
there's one game that I played so recently. I think we had like at least 4 or 5 fights where I was the Crystal Maiden and I died at the expense of the entire team. Like, and you know, we traded for the entire team, and then I was just like, you know, I'm supposed to feel good about this, but it doesn't feel good at all.
Well, I mean, that's support life, right? You have to be, I don't know, like you have to be okay with dying. Yeah. The worst is when you sacrifice yourself for your core, and then your core just decides to suicide anyways.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that would have been way worse. I agree.
That happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So, yeah, I guess them capitalizing off my death is kind of nice, you know. I'm just like sitting back and I'm looking like, team wipe. Okay, I guess what.
Okay, so 24 minutes. The only thing that we're seeing is just like a decent amount of kills and some movement, but they're not really taking towers. And that is what worries me, because I feel like once you take the towers, you create more space. It just makes your game a lot easier. Right.
But I guess, you know, they don't really have to worry so much about like map control because you've got Zeus, right? That's the global presence there, that you're very happy with. Yeah, so I think just in general, Zeus will be able to help them to take good fights and to be able to, of course, take out the wards from the other side of the team. They're going to catch out somebody here at the top.
Like, I want...
Oh,
the Nimbus! That's the reveal! And he gets killed with Thunder God's Wrath. And the stun gets on the CK. He's got nowhere to go with the God Strength. Ice Path. And that's just going to make short work of this CK. And this is the problem with the CK, is that he does fall off, right? And especially since you didn't have as great of a lane as Sven did.
How does he fall off if he was never up there?
That is true. That is true. Well, I mean, he is a strong laner, and this is, to be honest, this is why I don't like him as a 1. Because I feel like he doesn't really have the tools to farm that fast. Like the Sven gets to a certain point, and then the cleave just helps him exponentially get better, right? And more farm. And look, they're looking to push high ground at this point, right? Oh, and the Nimbus catches him. No, okay. They do have Ravage. They could look to push this if they wanted to, but it looks like the call is to smoke and disengage, which is a little weird. Normally when you smoke, you go forward and not backwards, right?
I don't quite understand this smoke either.
Okay. They're like, hey, guys, we need to smoke back because we don't want them to see that we're picking up the runes. Duh.
It's dangerous, okay?
It's intel, and we're not giving that away. But
they'll have to walk by themselves and see the runes gone.
Joke's on them.
A wasted trip all the way down here.
Yes. But the CM here has Glimmer, gonna get Blink next. What do you feel about Blink on a CM?
I really don't like Blink on CM, honestly, but I think right now the team is pretty much very far ahead, so should be fine, you know?
Okay.
Because the thing is that, so Blink is your initiating item, right? But you're not going to be able to disengage, you see? As a CM, if you're going to blink in, you're going to blink in to die.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think if you get something like a 4-star Glimmer instead, right? You'd be able to position yourself better, save people from the Razor, from the Lina stun or whatever, you know, that comes out of it. So, yeah.
So, I think that if you blink in better, like you blink in the trees, you blink in the side, and you don't just blink right into the middle of them, I think that you know what I mean? It can work.
Okay, so you want to blink into position for CM ult instead here, right?
Yes.
But it's going to be very easily interrupted by Fissure, isn't it? Like
yeah,
Fissure is your long-range stun. You've got Lina as well, who can basically just thereabouts pinpoint the middle of the ult and then just stun, right?
But it's coming down to the draft in the sense that you're seeing a low impact CM because they are so well prepared in terms of the stuns that you're saying, just like with Lina and the Earthshaker. So she has struggled. I think her biggest add in. They're gonna find the CKs by himself. The Nimbus slow. The Gush didn't want to use the Ravage. Huh.
So he had all the friends in the neighborhood, right?
Okay, all right. I don't know why that didn't happen, but it looks like Sven is just scaring off the Razor. He's like, this is my jungle. But Zeus, BOT, and Aether.
Right. I like the BOT honestly because that's basically allowing him to push out, allowing her to push out the lanes a lot, and also to go back for mana if she needs to.
Yeah. She's kind of. You don't really see a whole lot of BOT Zeus, but maybe that's just me.
I I think it's not too bad. You don't see it often, but you know, it can work out for sure because let's say on heroes, like let's say if you play a core Skyraf, right?
Yep.
In fact, after your Athos, you might actually want to rush your Boots of Travel.
Okay.
Because you use so much mana that you know, it's just not you just can't carry enough regen.
Okay. I mean, it's like the Tinker play in the sense of just
it's a
back
bit
all
of the
time.
Tinker play, yeah, because you know how you manage both your Boots of Travel and your TP scrolls, right?
But okay, I to be honest, for me though, I just look at it like Zeus. You just go straight up damage. You know what I mean? Like, and just mana boost.
Oh
no! Earthshaker was just like, haha, scared you.
Scared you.
And
Scared me as well.
away.
He had Echo Slam. He had Echo Slam. So
yeah. Looks like they're gonna group up. Probably a smoke.
Or is it a smoke to retreat?
Yeah, they're all together, but okay. Maybe it was just like let's have just a meeting.
Right. The discussion's over already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool. It's like
and the agreement was not to smoke, so.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I don't know why they did that, but that's okay. The sentry is here, so it looks like the Dire though are gonna look to do a smoke themselves.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go. Do you see the CK was about to farm, but then the smoke just stopped them. Oh. They're getting into position. They did see the Razor, who's by himself. But go! Oh, he's too slow. He got stunned up, and now the right-click, the Nimbus action, and the CK, even with the BKB, this Chaos Strike is going to stop him. The Sven is there. He does so much damage, destroys the CK. He's got nowhere to go. The Shadow Demon and the Earthshaker are running for their lives. The Shrine is going to be used, and Earthshaker's going to blink away. The Earthshaker, like, I had to stop because I was like, is he going to blink in or not? And by the time he made the decision that he was going to blink in, he was too late.
Yeah.
Like, the Thunder God's Wrath just stops everything, obviously, with the, you know, the cooldown that you have, the 3 seconds, and just completely turning that one on its head.
So the thing is that I think they were very hesitant, the Dire, about, you know, going into the...
The TV, the miss one. But sorry,
Nobody
go
saw anything. So, you know, they were standing in front here, and then they saw the Tidehunter first. So there was a very, very nice preemptive glimmer from the Crystal Maiden here. You know, glimmered the Tidehunter immediately, so they couldn't go on him. But the thing is that I think you should have let them go on the Tidehunter because that's the hero you want. You know, them to go on to the tanky dude with Kraken Shell here. And yeah, so when you have that Razor as well as that Chaos Knight frontlining versus a Tidehunter here, who has more to lose?
Yeah.
If you lose the Tidehunter, as long as he gets off Ravage, you're like whatever, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't
But if you lose the Chaos Knight and the Razor, wow, you've got big problems coming your way. So that's the thing. That's the way the draft.
Oh, the Shadow Demon walking up to his
Shadow
death. No vision, and the Nimbus kill steal. This is like typical Zeus. Oh, the Ice Path catches out the Earthshaker's got nowhere to go. He can't even run away. Okay, he will just barely. They do have 4 up on top of the high ground. They don't actually have vision, but this Sven is just going ultras. Like, look at his itemization, exactly like the last game. So again, PTSD by RAPSAKA. This Sven is just
literally
super,
the exact same,
yeah.
and it's the exact same order as well in which you got the items.
Yeah. I mean, AC next. This is probably what you want to do. They're completely choking them out. They're getting some decent vision. And through that all, it looks like Sven with a DD is going to look to take a look.
Alright, DD spawning in front of Roshan equals Aegis.
Yeah, easy peasy. Look at this. Sven, when he can attack, he does a lot of damage. He's just like, okay, here comes the Tide to tank up a little of the damage here. But this should be quick and easy for the Radiant. And Aegis for Sven already clearing some space. Aegis not. Okay, there we go. Picked up now. The Midas is in the backpack. And can they turn this into something, especially with the smoke now? Razor does need to kind of run away.
I think Earthshaker really needs to get something done for the Sun of the Dire.
The Atos of Stormhammer! And that's going to be a dead one.
Wait,
oh.
he had BKB.
Yeah, but he didn't hit it fast enough, I think.
I thought once he got Atos, couldn't he have BKB out of there?
He could have BKB'd out of that. But okay, maybe he's saving for the next life.
Alright, no, for the next
Glyph
game
is being
maybe.
used. Sven just bashing in that T3, and they're going to look to turn this around. The Warcry is also being used. The Nimbus, the Ice Path is off the mark. The Fisher's going to lock in the Tide, but it looks like they're going to continue to capture him in. The Ravage is being used. The CK and the CM ult in the back end. The Greaves is going to protect him. The Sven is going to blink in forward. He does have BKB. The Echo is being used. It only hits the Tide, though, and the Sven not actually killing anybody. The Sven is actually going to go down. Ravage is also being used. The Tide is also dead. But how are they going to look to turn this around? The Sven is also going to get stun locked. But how can they get in? Are they going to look to turn? The Razor is going to go down. The disruption is off the mark. It's a little slow. Doesn't save anybody. The Sven is going to walk away. The Radabatos catches out one of the illusions. Not ideal, but it looks like they're going to look to turn this and try to hit some of the racks.
All right, go on the Tide Hunter again, they said. It will be fun, they said.
So, okay, you lost the Razor, but for you popped the Aegis and the Tide. What do you think in terms of...
I think that was still, you know, you just don't go on the Tide first, man. Just don't be distracted by him.
Yeah.
You really just, you know, although Tide is in the front line, right? Like, what Razor did, remember, in the previous fight at top, he wanted to go around and go for the supports instead.
Yeah.
You see, you want to go for the Zeus, the Jakiro, and the Crystal Maiden here. Ignore the Tide Hunter, for goodness sake. They put so much damage onto him, and then after that, they had so little in the tank for that Sven. While, yes, they were able to pop the Aegis, I would say it's because the Sven kind of, you know, gave herself up at the tier 4s.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree 100%. And the thing is that it was very static. Like, you knew this is like the engagement. It's like front end, right?
Yeah.
If the CK was in the back and kind of looped around...
They still have the wait, they don't have the shrine
They don't
anymore.
have the shrine.
Okay, but they could smoke up and loop around.
Yeah,
or
you
even
needed
just
to loop around.
right?
Yeah, you can't just take these engagements front on, but this is the power of Zeus, is that you don't see them and you suspect something. You can Thunder God's Wrath at any point, light everybody up, and kind of understand where things are so that you're not out of position, so to speak. So, I mean, they didn't need to do that because it was just so obvious in terms of their approach.
Right, so Crystal Maiden's going for BKB right now, by the way.
Why not?
As the blink, why not?
Why
you know,
not?
why not?
Yeah.
Really, at this point in time, whatever items you can go 22k net worth ahead for the Radiant. Yeah, why not? Yawateh, they just can do whatever they want, honestly.
Yeah.
And RAPSAKA, they're getting beaten down again by a Sven of the exact same build, and you know.
What does RAPSAKA mean? Does it mean punching bag?
It might in some languages.
Okay, all right, because it feels like it sometimes. Because I know, okay, we're being a little harsh, but the thing is that there are just things that they could do to improve. Obviously, they're not 100%. Oh, where's this fan? I heard him. Okay, he's by himself. He's just kind of got Warcry up. But he doesn't have Aegis. He doesn't have his team. His team is actually pushing bottom. This Sven is this is kind of scary.
It's kind of dangerous, but you see how the Dire, they're so afraid of him. They're not even going on him. They know he's alone, you know. Yeah.
I mean, they saw a couple of his teammates just kind of on the bottom.
They were in the vicinity, but you know, they feel like they can't even burst the Sven down.
Yeah.
Like
so
3v1, you know.
Right. And Tide is up again. He does have Ravage, I mean. It looks like they're going to look to just choke him out slowly.
Tide is so tanky right now. Already has the Greaves, the Vlads, and Pipe here. That's why he could take so much damage, and you just don't go on the Tide Hunter, you know?
Right. If anything, CK is doing some pushing, but the Nimbus is actually just completely stopping them. But on the back end of this, BKB is being used. And it looks like they're going to look to turn this around. The disruption is being used on the Tide, trying to buy as much time as possible. The Sven has used his BKB. He's been purged up, and that'll slow him down. The Nimbus is on the back.
Ooh,
the Ice Path, but here comes the CM ult with a blink. There we go. The Ravage is also being used. It's going to lock down the Earthshaker, who did have Echo, but he did not have buyback. So he didn't even get to use his blink Echo into that team fight.
Buyback now.
Oh, he is buyback now. Okay. But it looks like they're going to look to turn this and try to take as much as they can. The CK is now here. The Ice Path is off the mark. The CK just dropping, and the BKB, now the Echo is used. Gets at least a couple of them, but they're so low that Zeus is going to burst him down. And the Sven is just angry, looking to turn this. The Shadow Demon is running for his life. The Sven is just going to look for a couple hits, and that's a double kill for Riri. The CK gets Rod of Asos. He got nowhere to go. The Ice Path is going to further lock him in. The CK is just trying to armor toggle. He's got Reality Rift, but he's going to go the wrong way, and he's going to go down. That's a dieback. The Lina is the only one left. That is at least bottom racks.
Good game, well played, I think. Yeah.
I think so too. 36 minutes is not looking good.
You've got your Razor coming back soon, but really, what can a Razor do? You know, you've got none of your calls up for a very long time. They're gonna take at least 2 lanes of racks here. If they want to be safe, you know, they can go. Oh, they can end. Yeah, they can definitely end straight. This is a
30 seconds. I mean, you would have seen a buyback happen if it was possible. They know that the CK1 is down, the Earthshaker's down, and GG is called. DF with the GG calls at 36 minutes.
The pen going into the fountain.
So, yeah, now they're just doing a little fountain diving. GG was called. I mean, it
was over a long time ago. Look at DOTA buff here, right?
Yeah, 100 plus.
100%. It was always in the favor of the Radiant, and yeah. by about 25 minutes or so, it kind of bottomed out already, you know?
Yeah. So they did kill the Sven. He does have buyback if you want to use it. CM ult is on the back end of this, and the Ice Path is actually locking them into their own fountain. They've got nowhere to go. But I mean, it's weird to me that the Sven is actually not buying back. You know, I don't think they need to, but
Do they really need to, though?
But it would matter because the
throne is down to 1/5 HP right now.
Yeah, but
all right, hit the Rex. Tidehunter, objective claiming.
Go
Wait, they cancelled the GG, didn't they?
Yeah, they canceled it.
Oh, they cancelled it, yeah.
And so here comes the Earthshaker. The Ags jump in, but it doesn't really matter with the Ancient getting slammed in. The Earthshaker's going to go down there. The Shadow Demon's alive. Laguna Blade is on the tide, but the Greaves is going to heal right through that. They're going to right-click it through, and that is GG. 37 minutes, even though it was about a minute ago when they clutched G, but, you know, that's neither here nor there.
Yawateh taking this game.
Yeah, easy victory. I think that, again, it's the power of the Sven. Right? In just terms of how they did this, the itemization.
Sven. RAPSAKA, maybe she should be learning from the mistakes now. Start banning Sven. 11, 1, and 8 on that Sven.
Yeah.
Exact same items as the Sven in the previous game.
Yeah, but the GPM is not as high.
The GPM is not as high, of
far
course.
inferior, I would say.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
200 less, actually. No, but honestly, the previous game, you know, when we had Sven, that was like almost Alchemist net worth kind of, you know, net worth that we were looking at. That was pretty terrifying.
So a couple things that really stuck out to me was the Earthshaker, like, trying to get the perfect Blink Echo in. You know what I mean? Against this lineup of Zeus and Tide, just the amount of AoE and, like, you know what I mean? Like, just random attack damage that might hit you and cancel out that PK. It just makes it very, very difficult, right? So, like, at some point, you just need to commit. You need to get in there. Sorry, Mom. We'll play a game later. But yes. So, a little, I mean, well played by Yawateh. I think they had full control of this game. It's just a matter of time. Riri just getting fat enough to just kind of own the game, right? It was just nothing really they could have done.
The Razor actually really tried to carry, you know, that mid game for a bit there, approaching the fights in the right direction and then basically managing to take out a lot of the supports at the back, which she should have done. But the thing is that when it came to high ground, she just didn't do that at all. So.
Right. I mean, I think the damage is the biggest teller. Obviously, the Sven did most of the tower damage and everything.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's this damage that we're talking about, the Zeus.
The Zeus,
constant.
Right.
Everybody's so low.
Nobody really notices it, right? Because the thing is that Zeus deals a percentage damage of your health, right? So it's just so much damage all the time.
It's so much damage, and it's constant, ridiculous. And it's all over the place, right?
And while they did have a pipe on the Razor, right, like, I don't think it's enough right now. Yeah, they opened with such strong picks, right? With when you had the Crystal Maiden, the Jakiro and the Tidehunter. So you know there's a lot of magic damage coming out here already. I don't think a singular pipe is going to be able to negate it that way. Either you match it up with an equivalent amount of magic damage, which they did not, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay. Or you find somebody like maybe a Pugna or Silencer who's able to deal with, you know, like magic casters and all that kind of thing.
Right. And another thing is that I didn't really feel the effect of the Chaos Knight. I felt like he kind of fell off. He didn't really get into his
big
groove.
Red creep.
Yeah, and being even behind in terms of net worth to your Razor, again, a little bit of an issue,
we talked about him getting the Midas instead, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this armlet doesn't really work.
Armlet doesn't really work. It's kind of made in China. It doesn't really work that well. So
I mean, armlet into BKB, like, that's it. You have no damage. You have no tankability, really. And it's just,
armlet
like, there's so much burst, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Dreamcore, Super Solid, Elgato, Yahoo TV, Overdrive, Aftershock, and of course FSL. Without those guys, we wouldn't have had this league and this amazing opportunity for all of the players to play. We're going to have a game tomorrow. We're four more games.
That's right, 4 more games, and I'll be bringing you those games. Too bad, you know, Holler has these things called responsibility, so he cannot be here. But yes, but yeah, I'll be bringing you through the 4 games for tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. to about, you know, 4 p.m. around this time right now. And so, you know, if they like your casting or they would like to talk about your short arms, where can they find you?
You can find me at my short arms at Holler TV.
You should have done that.
I was going to, but I was like, I couldn't do it in time. So you just, next time we'll set that up a little bit better. You can find me at Holler TV on Instagram and Facebook. Please give a shout out. I do appreciate the support. And of course, where can they find you?
Ashley Rita Wong, both on Instagram, Twitter, and sorry, not both, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So yes. And that'll be all for today.
Yay. So we'll be back here again 12 o'clock tomorrow. Feel free to tune in and watch Ashley cast some games. Any final words?
No, not really. Ban Sven or pick Sven.
Okay. All right. See you guys tomorrow.